Welcome to Espiritu Coffee Chats, where we brew up inspiring conversations over a warm cup of coffee. I'm Valerie, the co-owner of Surge Coffee Co., where we highlight culture and community in all of our drinks.
And I'm Arlene, the owner of Lunasoul Wellness. As a holistic realtor, interior designer, and spiritual coach, I'm excited to bring a unique perspective to our chat.
Together, we'll explore the world of herbalism, spirituality, and the entrepreneurial journey.
We will also dive into our Latina backgrounds and how we navigate the everyday world.
So grab your favorite mug and settle in, and let's dive into today's chat. All right. Welcome back.
Welcome. Woo! It's 2025.
Yes. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh. 2024 was a lot of things.
Yeah. By the end of 2024, I got a therapist. That's how 2024 was for me.
Yeah, I've always had my therapist, so thank you, therapists, for all the work that you do for helping
thank you,
us.
therapist. We love you to death. You are much needed in this world, and we appreciate you.
For real, undervalued. 2024 was a wild ride, and so now we're looking back. We're looking forward. You may or may not hear Frida barking in the background. She's very excited for 2025.
Yeah. She's like, yep, I need a therapist too.
So now we're looking forward to 2025, and we've got lots of new things. I feel like a lot happened in both of our businesses in 2024. So we figured we'd do a reintroduction and kind of a high-level overview of what our plans are for the new year. So we kind of talked about it before briefly, but I would love for you to share and tell everyone what the plans are for this year.
Yeah. So if you've listened to us in the first episode, I shared that I do holistic real estate, I do holistic interior design, and I also read, spiritual charts such as astrology, human design. Well, I decided to edit one of those out. Not completely, but I decided to take a little bit of a step back from real estate. I felt that around election time, it just really shook me, the election, and, who our future or her basically current president is at this moment, depending on when you're listening to this. And I felt the need and the call to dive deeper into my spiritual side of my business, and which was always there. And I started getting more traction in 2024. It was like one of my best business years when it came to just the spiritual business, Lunasoul Wellness. So just kind of taking into account, like, okay, the world is going to be changing collectively. Women aren't going to have all these, or who knows what our rights are going to be. And, there's so much debate in 2024 over our reproductive rights. And also I could just feel the oppression around the corner leaking, creeping up again. So I was like, I think my little soul is better served with just focusing on the spirituality and really supporting women. And that is really at the core of my essence, of the heart of who I am. Nice. I really like supporting women. I like supporting the community. We are now into the Aquarian age, which is all about community and the Waterbury, bringing these things to the community. So I was like, I'm going to lean into that. And then I think I also thought about what really does light me up. As y'all know, I am a projector. So real estate didn't light me up in the same ways that my spiritual business, when I was doing the spiritual side aspects of my business, even interior design, I do bring in spirituality into that. I do, I base people's interior design layouts and their concepts and the color theories and all that stuff on their spiritual charts, astrology and human design. So that to me is like, ooh, I love that. And when I was thinking about real estate, it was so much work. It was burnout, especially because the market isn't the best right now.
Yeah, true.
2024 and leading into 2025. And I don't think it's going to change anything. So I'm like, I felt like I was on a hamster wheel going nowhere. And I was really hoping and working hoping that I can change the way that real estate is looked at, because I wanted to bring this holistic perspective to it. And I just started to realize that this isn't the right time or the right place. Maybe I'm not that person. And I'm going to take the approach that I did many years ago. Real estate just fell in my lap before.
Nice. Yeah.
Without me having to chase after it. And as a projector, we are not meant to chase after things. We're meant to kind of wait for an invitation. And, I wasn't getting invitations. So I was like, but I was getting invitations and all the other things. And those were the invitations that were actually lighting me up. Now, do I get lit up when I do real estate? Yeah. But I also didn't always want a big career in real estate either. I spent 2024 being like, I'm going to dedicate myself to this innovative idea of being a holistic real estate agent and bringing spirituality to it, which I did. I was part of a team and all this fun stuff. And I really immersed myself in what, the real estate agent life looks like, being a part of a team and door knocking, which I freaking hated. Cold calling, I was like, I'm not even going to try.
Oh my gosh, so much work.
But I would network, I would mingle, I did all the things. And then once it came towards November, I was just like, I am so burnt out and I don't even have the energy to focus on the things, the other parts of my business that really do bring me that true happiness. And that also allows me to really bring love to the community. Real estate can only do that so much, and bless all you real estate agents that are out there. It is not an easy thing. But I'll still keep it under my belt. When it blows my way, I think the right clientele will come to me, and I just have to trust the process and not chase after it. And I need to listen to my own human design advice. So wait for the invitations when they come. And then meanwhile, I plan to, do a lot of stuff with spirituality this year. I want to start a human design course.
I'm so excited for that because I feel like we've been talking about it for a couple years now. And I'm like, yes, the time has come.
It's been years.
Just a couple.
Just like 3. Just like 3 years, that's all. It's been 3 years that I've been pondering on. And I think, we talked about one of our podcast episodes, imposter syndrome. And I felt like, I don't know, do I really know enough about human design? Like, could I literally teach other people? And I think that's what held me back a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
The other part was pricing. Okay. I feel like at that moment when I was really thinking about bringing it out 3 years ago, I was getting a lot of feedback, like you should charge this much and that much and this month. And I was having a hard time feeling like I needed to charge over $1,000. And I think I was coming from a place of like, I want it to be accessible. I want to make this accessible and affordable. So that's where I kind of also was like having a hard time weighing that out. Plus feeling like, I don't know, I'm a newbie. Like, I don't know if I'm worth charging $2,000, which is what the going rate now is. So now that I've digested all that and got over it, I'm like, I can do a mix of both.
Yeah.
And now I feel super confident in, teaching other people how to read human design charts, because it really is game changing, and you could build a business out of it. And it is very fulfilling. And, therapists could use it when working with their clients. Coaches could use it when working with their clients. You could use it parenting your children, understanding your spouse. Like, there's so many good things. It's literally like a manual.
Yeah,
right?
It really is. It really is.
So I feel like, I could do this. So that's something I'm planning to birth out into existence in June, because June we have some great astrology coming up. So I really want to at least push towards a June launch date. And then I will open up a wait list, and not a wait list, but an interest list. And then, kind of hopefully like get some people. So if y'all interested, be on the lookout for that. Yeah. Sign up. And then I want to also combine it with the retreat.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
And Arlene's retreats are always fire.
Oh, thank you. I love retreats as well. And I love hosting them and putting them together. So this one would basically be a companion to the Human Design School. So It would be like, if you sign up, you could just sign up for the Human Design School, or you can also attend the retreat that we have after. And it'd be more like an immersive 3-day where you really learn how to read charts. Because that's what I figured out that I had the hardest part when I did take these courses for astrology, human design, all these certification courses or whatever. Like, they don't give you that one-on-one, hands-on, like, okay, now that you learned everything, here's the practice. You have to go figure that out for yourself. So I figured that I can provide that space, and I can also be there to oversee and really guide them and support them through that process of, getting your clients and how to read a chart in person and all that stuff. So that's something that I think will be a different way that I don't see human design schools doing or promoting themselves in that sense. So I always like to be innovative,
Yes. The part that sets you apart from everyone, what makes you unique.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like, like you said, that practice, that retreat aspect is going to be so important. And I love that you're doing this, because I remember a few years back when you first thought of the idea, and then now, and I mean, you've had so many clients that through human design. Yeah. And everyone, and it's so funny. We'll go to, even at your own retreats, and we'll go, and so many people are like, Arlene, in her information that she provides is so valuable to learning about themselves. And the feedback is always like, I've just learned so much about myself that now I know how to proceed, how to move forward. And especially for like our business owner friends, like they said it opened up so many doors for them, because it was like a light bulb went off. And so like for now, for you to be doing the school, I feel like that's, to me, I'm so excited, because I'm just like, wow, this is so cool seeing it in real time come to life.
Thank you. I love that. Thank you, friend.
Of course. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then I still want to do some interior design and holistic work. You know, I would like to have 6 clients under my belt this year. Last year I played around with it, had some clients, and so I really did enjoy it. And I think that's a good balance that I can actually like be able to still have space for. And then yeah, just still doing, you know, workshops around astrology, human design, tarot, all the witchy things. I want to do more, you know, in-person workshops and types of events. Like, for example, bringing, you know, more awareness around the home, and how do you cleanse your home, and what different smokes are there, and how do you make blessing water for your home, and what do you do, and astrology with feng shui. And I want to do those kinds of workshops. And maybe even, not maybe, but for sure more online, because I know, you know, I'm in San Diego, and not everybody is around here. Not everybody could just take a drive over. So I also want to be mindful that, you know, the stuff that I provide, I want it to be accessible so that other people could, you know, learn and put it into practicum. So I'll be doing some stuff that will be online as well. And also really trying to make it accessible for people, you know, with monetary wise, you know. So you know, it's like this year's the year to play with that. You know, I feel like every year you're just looking at it like I'm just playing. And that's also because in human design, I'm a 3 profile number, and we're meant to, you are too.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're meant to like trial and error and play. And when you think about play, it takes the fear word out of it, because when you're playing, you're just playing, and you can like, oops, the ball went over there, and that was an accident. That's what you do when you play.
Yeah.
So I feel like once I made that mental concept of like, oh, I'm afraid to fail, and what if this doesn't work out by the end of the year? What if I don't hit my numbers? But I'm like, but it's okay, because I was playing anyway.
Nice.
You know?
Nice. Oh my God. I love that. Yeah. That's so funny, because like I was having a conversation with Chris the other day, and I was like, I just feel like all I did was fail.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was like, no, I just played with real estate and it didn't work out. No, I'm just kidding.
What a great reframe. I love that. And yeah, it goes back to like human design and astrology and all of the things, all the witchy things. And like, it's literally a manual for life.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's just remembering those things too. Like I was like, oh yeah, I am a 3. I'm supposed to play. I am supposed to fuck up, because you never really do fuck up. You know, that's part of having that 3 profile. So, you know, I'm also still embodying my human design chart at times, and I need to be reminded of my own stuff. So that's kind of, you know, and also I would say like personal wise, just being a little more healthy. I want to get back into fasting like I used to before.
Oh, nice.
You know, working out. I love working out, but being more intentional about it. You know, so I think there's some health things that I want to, I'm 40. I'll be 40. No, wait. How old am I? I think I'm going to be 44 this year in 2025. Yeah, I'm going to be 44. So, you know, I want to be youthful still. So that now's the time to like think about your healthy retirement savings account. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying dry January.
Nice.
That's been amazing. And Valerie and I just started our catering cleanse, and we finished it last week, and that was nice to also start out the new year. So I feel like health wise, you know, I really want to be dedicated to being more mindful about my alcohol consumption of cocktails and mocktails and all the things. And
I know living in San Diego is so hard, because there's so many good places and the happy hours.
Yeah, the happy hours. I'm a sucker for happy hour. So, but otherwise, you know, I think that kind of sums it up for me.
Nice.
Oh, one more thing. I hopefully will launch if I have some time. I want to launch a human design and astrology journal.
Mm.
And also mix it in with Ayurveda. So I feel like it'll
Ooh.
be like a very seasonal type of journal.
Yes.
Around, mindfulness and spirituality, not so much like, here's what I'm doing today. It's like little gentle reminders that astrology could give us, that human design could give us, that Ayurveda could give us. So that's something that actually got presented to me by somebody else. And I was like, oh my God, was that an invitation?
Yes, it was. They got a download, right? I think you
They did.
said.
Yeah, they got a download.
That
And
was
I was
cool.
like, huh, I could see that happening. And it was more so the way it happened was like, we were actually I was doing her human design chart reading. And within that, she's an entrepreneur. She was like, I would really like something to like go with after my reading. Like, how can I carry this energy through? Because everything was just like amazing, what we just talked about. And then like 5 minutes later, she's like, okay, I can't stop thinking about this. So I have to tell you. So then she's telling me her download. So I'm like, okay, I like that. And so I pondered on it and I was like, you know what? I think I can make that happen.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a lot of creative things that I put my foot in this year. And
Nice.
it's the year to play and be creative, not the year of hustling like I did last year.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. Now,
Recovering from burnout.
passing the mic on to Val.
Woo, we've got lots of stuff going on. So 2024 was our first year of having our brick and mortar. Yeah, and yeah, bringing up the word play, like we definitely played a lot because we changed our schedule multiple times. We changed our menus multiple times. Just trying to figure out the space and what we wanted to do in that space. And so now 2025, we're going to be taking a little bit of a step back because I did hit burnout last year. And I don't want to burn out again this year.
Yeah.
So it'll be less hustle and more intention behind what we're doing. So now the coffee shop is a Friday through Sunday type of thing. And we're going to be adding in food from our friends who are chefs at 24 Suns in Oceanside. And they trained at like Michelin star restaurants like Artisan and have been doing their business for like 3-4 years. We started around the same time.
Nice.
And they're just so cool people. Like I love them. And they're well informed about like the social justice, politics, all of that stuff. So I love working with them because we have like aligned values. And so yeah, we'll be doing that. Our events are going to be going away and kind of reformatted where we'll be probably doing a bit more of like networking and like community focused events. So like in February, we'll be having a networking event with Locally Well, and Arlene's going to be doing our sound bath, and it'll be a networking event for wellness and health practitioners. So I'm super excited for that because I don't think there's been any in East County. And yeah, hoping to do some financial literacy workshops as well to help people improve their knowledge, because I think especially now in the time of the new administration especially, but I think in general, like we're all feeling our wallets a little bit thin.
Yeah.
And so like, how do we empower people to take action and do things that will benefit them in the long run? Especially younger people, because I think like right now, younger people can do so much more. You can take more risks. You can just like, if you mess up, it's okay. You can still get your life back.
You were playing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It hurts less than when you're older.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah. So I think just kind of like reformatting what Search Coffee at the Gallery is to be really, really more community focused and centered. And then, yeah, hopefully do more catering stuff. That's going to be, our focus is definitely going to be in the B2B side. So business to business. So catering for private events and parties and offices and conferences, you know, whatever we get invited to. Last year, my focus was solely the coffee shop because it was our first year and we don't come from coffee.
Yeah.
So I was like, everything else is on the back burner because this needs my 100% attention. And we just got a couple catering events. Like they just came to us naturally. We weren't out there trying to get leads or anything. So this year we'll be more intentional with trying to get leads and actually building like a funnel and all of that good stuff that we should be doing. So yeah, that, and then introducing a few new products to Surge Coffee. So some like holistic teas we're hoping for, some blends, caffeine free, and also maybe some caffeine stuff. Maybe some cacao would also be nice.
That's what we're sipping on now. It's yummy.
Yes, it's really nice. I'm a big fan of cacao, and both me and Chris like have had to reduce our caffeine intakes because of our health journeys. And so, yeah, having an alternative is really lovely. Yeah. And then personally, I think I feel like my exercise routine has been like on and off. Like last year for sure, I didn't prioritize it nearly as much as I prioritized the business. And I felt that. And I always feel like when I'm not in my routine, like when I'm not doing some kind of exercise, whether it's like yoga, CrossFit, whatever, I feel it really heavily. And I feel like it reduces my productivity, my ability to work and think.
Right.
So I'll be doing that, focusing more on that this year. Health-wise, I felt like we actually did really good last year. It was our first year without any kind of meal
You
prep.
kind of had to.
Yeah, we really had to. Yeah, me and Chris had like just our tummies and bodies are feeling our age.
That's true. Yeah, you had to not rely on meal preps. You had to make your own like your own healthy menu, and your diet is like pretty strict too.
Yeah, gluten-free, dairy-free, and still shrimp-free, unfortunately. That was the new one that I always keep forgetting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll be able to reintroduce some stuff later, but for now it's okay. I'm okay with not having it. Yeah. And we couldn't do meal prep because I didn't have like a steady income because I was doing Surge full time and not on payroll. So yeah, that's the fun
Pockets
part.
were tight.
Yeah, I was feeling it. So this year I'm hoping to make a change and also do stuff that like gives me money because I need some money. I love money.
Yes. Yeah. And I think I've changed the framework around that to be like, yeah, when I have money, everybody else has money because I have money to give back.
Yes.
I have money to help grow others. I have money to support. I have money to help support my children. You know, I have money to, if a friend needs something, here's some extra cash or whatever. So it's also just like, I had to do a big reframe, like, you know, like it's not the bad thing to have money and to want money.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a word of the year as we're speaking about money?
Abundance was the first word that came to my mind, so I'm just gonna run with it.
Yeah. That's interesting because mine's the same type of word, but prosperity.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my word of the year. Like prosperity. You know, if I have a spray that I got in Mexico City at a little brujeria store, and it says in Spanish. I don't know how I say it in Spanish, but it says like prosperity. So I spray that on myself in the morning.
Nice.
And I say prosperity.
Ooh, I love
sprinkles
that.
on me.
Yes.
So
what a great reminder.
Yeah, it is, and it smells like mint because the mint leaf is like a symbolism of like, you know, money.
Okay.
In a sense. So yeah, and really like not feeling bad, you know, for wanting to have that for my year of 2025 and beyond, but more so like really trying to embrace that and prosperity in all the ways, like even health wise, even relationships, like being prosperous, right?
Yes.
Like it's just a different word of saying like abundance, I guess, but it's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Because I feel like the same goes with abundance. Like it's an abundance of whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think focusing more on like work-life balance this year for me is like where I'm at.
Yeah.
Last year was like all work and no play. And yeah, like you said, play is like the key theme of my life. So I think I have a little tarot card at the workshop was it this year that you had the workshop or last year in January?
Yes.
With India.
Yes. The big vision.
Yes, a big vision.
I don't know if my big vision came true last year. I mean, I take it back. Some stuff really did. I mean,
Yeah.
we should also celebrate the wins that we did have from last year.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it was a really hard year, but there was still so many beautiful things that came out of it.
Yeah. Do you want to name 3 of your top wins from 2024?
First of all, we opened a fucking coffee shop.
Hey, not everybody gets to do that. Everybody says they want to do that. You know how many people tell me, especially in San Diego, I want to build a coffee shop. But you actually did it.
Yes.
And you know
yes.
what that entails.
Yeah, we did it. We hosted amazing events. We launched our signature event series called Surge Coffee After Dark, where we brought in local musicians, local poets, local people who wanted to try stand-up comedy. Our good friends tried it. Thank you.
Love it. Love it.
And just to see the space filled and like people chatting with each other and like laughing and just having a good time, and like that's really what I want. And to see that come true, and like so many people there, and like people we didn't know. We had a Pride event, the first Pride event in East County. Like,
it was so fun. I loved it.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe we did it.
Yeah.
I can't believe we did it.
Yeah, that was fun. I was there. That was a really fun event. I really liked. Yeah, that was a fun event. And you got so much hate in the community too.
Yeah, we did. We had quite a bit of pushback. And it's funny because now the Magnolia, which is an event venue down there in El Cajon, is having a drag show, and it's the same thing. And I'm like, y'all need to get over it. Like, we are here. Like, these are our people. Like, sit down, shut up.
Yeah. But somebody needs to always open the door, right? For that, that stuff to happen.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think most importantly, but even though I'm naming it last, but most importantly, I think my relationship with Chris, like we're crazy. We've been together 6 years, and half of that we've been in business together. Like, to go into a business with someone so fresh, like I think about it now looking back and I'm like, damn, we were crazy. I see why people were asking us so many questions. Because it's basically like we got married without getting married. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And to
different type of contract, but it's very similar.
Yeah. And to have like that kind of faith and trust and vulnerability with someone requires so much work, but it's just so beautiful. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, I could never imagine, like, I'm getting all emotional, but like, I could never imagine like that relationship, even if I tried, like, and it just happened so naturally. Like,
you made me cry. I'm gonna start my period tomorrow, I think.
Like, it's just, it's crazy and I know sometimes people look at us and they're like, you're not married, and like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't get into business with like your significant other. Yeah. But for some people it just works. And I think for us it just works. And like, I'm just so grateful and like happy, and to have made it through 2024, which I think was the hardest year for both of us, all things considered. Yeah. And to make it out stronger together in our relationship, I think is like, I'm just so grateful.
I'm happy for you guys. Yeah, that, especially towards you, as you reach towards the end of the year and you're like, whoa, this isn't working. You know, that's usually the part that breaks up the partnerships in business, because they're like, well, they're not ready. One person's not ready to let go and maybe acknowledge like when something's not working, or isn't willing to compromise and change and evolve and innovate and think out of the box. So I think that the fact that you guys were able to sit down and have that serious conversation. I mean, it's hard in general. Like,
oh my God. It's so
I mean,
hard.
I had one business partner and that didn't end very well. We weren't even married. So I can't imagine like just even, you know, having your significant other be your business partner as well. Yeah. So, and that not affect your, what's that called? Relationship where you're actually like together.
Yeah. Or like day-to-day livelihood.
Yeah. And you're right. Like, that is something to shed happy tears over.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
And to be grateful for. And, you know, I think that's just one thing like that. makes, your relationship and your business special.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that as we go into 2025, that energy is going to carry through and go forward, and with all the pivots and twists and turns that we have to do that just get thrown our way.
Yeah.
But you guys are a strong couple, and I love you guys together.
Thank you.
They're
Thank
cute.
you.
They're really cute. Go check them out on Instagram. That's cool. I love that.
Thanks. What about for you, for your 3?
Oh, the good things?
Yeah.
Wait, the good things? I think the ayahuasca retreat from last year, I was really scared to put that together and, have it come to life and have everything be successful with it. So I felt like I was really putting myself out there in a retreat that I feel wasn't just a surface level type of retreat. It was a very intense, and you can listen to our ayahuasca episode. It's episode number 6, on all that. But basically, I wanted to get a little deeper with people and have plant medicine, and also it just being scary, like being, can I hold that space for something to be that deep for others, and working with deep traumas and all that stuff. And so in the end, we're still all connected, some of us in our ayahuasca season 1 retreat crew, and just, seeing the transformations that happened.
Yeah.
People getting off medication, people's health being a lot better, people just feeling like that spirit of Mama Ayahuasca. So I felt like, okay, that was check. That was a success,
I love that.
And also treating ayahuasca in a unique way. I think the retreat was different because I really walked people 2 weeks before we actually had the ceremony. So just knowing, like, even that portion was like something I've never done before, and really, working with like a coaching type style. So that was really cool. And then I think also joining the real estate team was good as well, because I really had never been part of a real estate team. When I, in the past, I've always done real estate by myself and wasn't part of a team at all. And then this year I was like, you know what, let me jump into a real estate team. Let me play with that. And I actually did enjoy it. I did enjoy the people that were on the team. It felt like a nice little connection. I was able to feel like I can give like advice in a sense, and they can give me advice as well, even though there were like newer agents, younger agents, and I'm like the older one and and seasoned one or whatever. But it was really nice to see like I can learn and I can be a part of a team and I can give back to a team. And I was able to, with that team, do like sound healings for their clients and our team's clients, and also just for us, I would do sound healings and spiritual stuff for just our own team. So
Nice.
So that was nice. And I left the team for various different reasons, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that I put myself in that type of team type situation. And then let's see. I think geez, I'm like, what else did I achieve? I'm just kidding. I think towards the end of the year, when I started to have that aha moment of like, I think I want to lean more into the spiritual aspects of things, of the reading part of my business, astrology and human design. And towards the end of the year, that's when I started to see more and more and more like, hey, can we use you for this event, or can you do this event, or can I get a reading, and can I refer you, and all this stuff. So that felt really good to be recognized and to start to feel like, okay, my clientele is now starting to refer me out, and or I'm getting recognition from other people that are inviting me to their events or things like that. And I was able to do like my first big speaking event, and that was really cool. And I got really good feedback from that. So that felt successful. And I felt like that allowed me to actually like solidify, like, yeah, do what you're good at. Don't do what you're not good at. Like, let it go, and you can, I'm like a dog holding the bone, right? Like you can let it go. And so I think in the long run, as I ended 2024, I felt like I learned so many lessons. Nice. And I always think like, I know it all, right? Like, I don't know any lessons. I know everything. I've been in business since 2018, and but, or I've been hosting so many retreats, or I've been doing, and I'm like, no, last year really humbled me. Like I still felt like I was still learning and growing and taking risks that I never would have taken before, putting myself out there a lot more. Nice. Like, so I think that allowed me to feel like this year I can put myself out there.
Yeah.
100%, like a lot more, and stop like Stop with imposter syndrome.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop playing small.
I
Stop
think
hiding.
yes. And I feel like I released that November, December. Like, stop hiding, stop playing, stop making yourself small. You deserve to eat at the table.
Yes. We are the table.
And provide more tables and chairs for others. And they're going to be cute.
Very cute and boho cheek.
Yes. And one thing that we are hoping to bring together is some
Yes.
cacao. So hopefully we can, we're in the middle of like sourcing and connecting with people. But I think that's something that will be a fun partnership for both of us. We're really passionate about it.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm really excited for that. And I think I'm even more excited because I'm like, oh, we have the perfect avenue to put this out to people, like through Surge Coffee.
Yeah.
And then hopefully other coffee shops. But yeah, just really doing it. I feel like maybe that's why I started crying, because it just opened up my heart.
Yes. I love that. Yeah. And cacao will do that too.
Yeah.
I love cacao. Excuse me as I'm cooking up cacao. Is there anything that like you have that's your like, this is how you can support me?
What a great question. I think first and foremost, signing up for the Surge Coffee newsletter. We call it the Surge Coffee Club. And you can sign up on surgecoffee.com, SURJE coffee.com. That is where we put out most of our updates, and I'm trying to be a lot more intentional with it this year, and actually like putting out like what our plan is for the year, what people can expect, and then like gradual updates throughout the year too. And doing a little bit more of like education behind coffee and like how to prepare it, just general knowledge, because I think especially this year with so many things changing, especially in the economy, I think explaining like why certain things changed, why we don't get it from a certain country, why are we making it and preparing it this way. I think all of that will be more helpful to people if they understand the reasons behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think, I mean, I know we're going to dive deeper into some more podcast episodes about coffee and all the things so that you guys can be more educated on what to look for at the stores and what does this country mean in that country. So I know I'm super curious. So I can't wait to learn more from you. I think for me, there's two things kind of similar to Valerie. Like I really plan to give out more, like guides and freebies.
Nice.
So if there's anything that I ever throw out, if you can just send that on to a friend that you think it's helpful and sign up for it, because that does help grow our newsletters and things like that. And then that way, I send at least 2 emails a month, which focus on the new moon and the full moon. And within that, there's also like where I have all my events and if I'm hosting any retreats or things like that. So I would like to give back in my newsletters, and I start with the full moon and the new moon. So if you're like curious about learning all like the moon's phases and the new moons and the zodiac signs that are connected to it, then that's something that I feel like a lot of people have enjoyed. But I would like to grow my subscriber list so that I can better nurture you all and serve my community through my newsletter. And also the like freebies that I have. And then I think the second thing is that I am hosting a retreat in Sedona. We have about 4 spots left, and it's going to be May 8th through the 11th. So it's 4 days. And we are diving into the divine feminine, and we are using the archetype of the goddess Isis, the Egyptian goddess Isis. And she is tied to so many different lineages. She's also tied to astrology. So we are going to dive deep into some astrology work, deep into, I want to say goddess work, but it's more like that divine feminine. It's really connecting to that womb space, and not so much like, oh, it's going to be, we're going to be like galloping through butterflies. It's like, no, we're going to do some connection to some, feminine essence, which we are going to need this year. We're going to need it. We're going to be in this very masculine type energy going into 2025. And so definitely holding space and having a space where women can come together and we can literally like support and nurture each other and hold space for each other and release and let go and heal. So that's what this retreat is. And it's also connecting to Mother Nature. You know, we live, I mean, our earth is a mama, you know,
Yes.
she does have a feminine spirit, at least I think. So really connecting to that feminine essence and going to these vortex hikes and connecting with nature, connecting with women, but also really taking a slower pace and like having that time to reflect, having that time to let go. We'll be doing some yoni steaming. We'll be doing some mala making. If you don't know what malas are, they're like prayer necklaces, and you can use them for mantras, setting intentions, things like that. But we're going to make our own, and we're basing it based off the cycles, the 4 cycles.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
So we have some like really feminine, divine things planned. We have a great massage person who's going to also does energy work there. Beautiful home in Sedona. It's private, big, has a nice spa. I love a nice spa. I feel like I'm gonna be on my period though, because I looked on my Flow app. It's like it's always, I think I'm the sacrificial lamb at every retreat I have, because you know when you're like healing, you're supposed to sacrifice something.
Oh my gosh.
They used to give like this lamb and
Yeah.
the blood, right? And I'm like, no, that's me. I come in with my freaking period
It's
every
so
time.
true.
It never fails.
Even in our first ayahuasca session, you
Yeah.
had just started,
And
like
the
literally
last
as
one
you walked
too.
through the door.
Yeah. As a shaman walked through the door, I was like, my period started. And the ayahuasca retreat, my period started. Like every single retreat. Yes.
Oh,
so
man.
So yeah, I don't know if I'll get spa time, but y'all will. So yeah, if you know of anybody that wants to tap into that divine feminine, that wants to tap into this goddess type work and really understanding the archetype of Isis, because she was a celebrated. She's so connected to the Virgin Mary, Mary Magdalene, the story of Jesus. Like there's so much history that I freaking love diving into. So we're gonna just tap into, she's like the cadence of, like, for example, like for ayahuasca, we did the feminine essence of Mama Ayahuasca,
Yes,
right?
yes.
The plant medicine. So now the archetype that we're working with is more so Isis and the you know, the Egyptian essence of what that means and the ancientness and the respect. And I love diving into Egyptian philosophy.
Yeah.
So it's really like using that as our tool for our retreat.
Nice. That's so exciting. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Me too. I can't wait to start my period when we go. But yeah, I think that's about it for our 2025 year-end wrap, or year beginning wrap up.
Yeah. I think the only thing we didn't mention was, of course, this podcast.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah, support us on this podcast. Please rate, like, and review. No, but that would really help us grow.
Yeah.
If you even if you listen to this on Spotify, I don't know if Apple Podcasts does that, but you can leave a comment, I know, on Spotify, and you know, leave us a review, or just even just put some 5-star hearts and whatever, or share it with your friends. And like I said, if you join our newsletter, we usually link it within that newsletter, like our current episodes, and a link to all the past episodes. So we would just definitely love that support with our podcast. And if you have any topics that you want us to dive into, we're more than happy to also add that into our rotation. And we're going to be interviewing some fun people too. We have a whole lineup of our biz besties that are literally like badass women. We are bad bitches. They are powerhouses. Yes. And I'm so excited, and so is Val, to connect and bring their energy to you all, because we have different types of, like, there's an attorney, there's a online business manager, there's realtor, there's a public speaker, like, and they're all just going to give you their tips and their tricks. And so, or just their insights on things. So we would definitely want to make this a platform that really highlights various topics as well. Yeah. Besides the topics that Valerie and I will be speaking on. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys in 2025.
2025, prosperity and abundance. Bye. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Espiritu Coffee Chats.
We hope you enjoyed our conversation and found a little inspiration to take with you.
If you loved what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform.
And stay connected with us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content, and more.
Until next time, keep the spirit alive and the coffee brewing. Cheers!